Alright, so we'll go ahead and take a look at some of our flashcards to start with. So again, each of these has a treble clef line, a bass clef line, and a rhythm. I recommend that you definitely go through and challenge yourself to maybe say the note names out loud or clap and count out loud the rhythm parts, just to give you that extra practice and prepare you for these. And as usual, feel free to practice these over the course of multiple days. So do one on one day of practice and then practice them throughout. So I'll go ahead and hold these up and show each of them to you, and then you will pause and practice each one. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. So again, go ahead and give those each a try. And if any week you're wanting a little bit of extra sight reading practice for either melodies or rhythms, treble or bass clef, whatever, let me know and I can easily make a packet of new reading activities for you just to give yourself some extra challenge on these reading cards and some of the reading elements. More than happy to give you some extra things to practice if you're ever in need of that. So we're going to go ahead and turn over to Unit 10 in your book. And in this unit, we're going to be learning about sharps and flats. So a lot of times people will get a little bit intimidated when we start learning about sharps and flats because they look a little bit scary. They look a little bit different from what we're kind of used to doing. But they're really not very complicated, and once you kind of get in your head exactly what's going on, it's really not bad at all. So we have learned already about half steps and whole steps. So a half step is just from one note to the very next note, whether that's a white key or a black. So when we're thinking about in terms of half steps and how that relates to our sharps, a sharp symbol, which looks like a number symbol, or for fellow millennials, a hashtag, that just means that you play the key that is a half step higher. So if I am looking at my keyboard here, and I'm going to play a C, and if I want to play a C sharp, I'm going to go up by one half step. That would be C sharp. If I play D and I want to play D sharp, I'm going to go up by one half step. Now here's an interesting place. E, if I want to go up a half step, I would go to this next white key, F. So F natural, which natural would mean without sharp or flat. So just a regular old F would be E sharp. Just one of those strange places on the piano where because we have two white keys right next to each other. If I want to play F sharp, it's going to be here. G sharp is going to be here. A sharp would be right here. And then B sharp would be C, because it's one of those two places where we have half steps or white keys right next to each other on the piano. So I will include a little link for you guys to practice naming your sharp keys and finding your sharp keys, and that's a really good thing to go over and to practice working on. Then we'll go ahead and take a look at 104, and this is just a little activity practicing reading our sharps going up the keyboard. So all you're going to be doing is playing every key from C to C, including all the black keys. And it's actually really pretty simple. It kind of looks a little bit scary with all of those finger numbers that they have up top. But basically, all of the white keys you're going to play with finger 1. The black keys you're going to play with finger 3. 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3. Except for when we have two white keys next to each other, then we play the first one with 1, and the second one with 2, and then up to 3 with the black key. So in any of the places where we have two white keys right next to each other, we're going to play 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But other than that, it's just going to be going back and forth between 1 and 3, 1, 3, 1. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and call this one out with the right hand, saying our finger numbers first, and then the blacks and whites. So here we go. Ready, go. 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2. Now blacks and whites. White, black, white, black, white, white, black, white, black, white, black, white, white. There we go. And so now here is the left hand, and I'll do the same thing. Same exact rules. 1, 3, 1, 3. Now it's 2, 1 on those groups of 2 white keys. So 2 goes first. Ready, go. 1, 3, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 2, 1, and whites and blacks. White, black, white, black, white, white, black, white, black, white, black, white, white. So now we're going to go ahead and look over at our first song of this unit, which is on page 105, and this is Halftime Band. This is also sometimes called Dinosaur Stomp. You may have heard it called that before. And this is a very popular song that's played at a lot of like football games and sporting events. So you can play this to yourself when you're not watching football games this fall because they're all canceled. So for this one, we're going to be focusing on, in the first 2 lines, the fact that both hands play the exact same note names. So I would go ahead and just mark that for those first 2 lines, both my right hand and left hand are playing the exact same note names through here. Then when I look at the bottom 2 lines, I have a slightly different pattern where I'm going back and forth between my right hand and my left hand, but the left hand remains very similar to those first 2 lines. So other than that, we're also going to notice that we're in a G position with both hands, with the right hand on the treble G position and the left hand on that low G position, so a good amount of space between the hands. Then, obviously, the major thing that we're going to want to look at is the sharps in this song. So, when we take a look at that C sharp that we have in the second measure and then in the fourth measure, we kind of have that pattern repeating. One thing that we really want to be careful of is to make sure that we know exactly what that note is. So we play, our first note is G, B, C, and then that is a C sharp, which means it's the first of that group of 2 black keys. So just 1 key to the right of that C up to D, G. And the important thing with the finger numbers to notice is that from the C to the C sharp, we just hop. So I play 1, 3, 4, hop. 4, 5, 1, 3, 4, hop. 4, 5, 1, 3, 4, hop. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 5, 4, 3, 2. And that continues in the left hand part of the bottom 2 lines. So just getting that coordination, you want to make sure that you have a really nice relaxed wrist, really nicely curved fingers to be able to achieve that jump nice and seamlessly. So I will go ahead and play through this one with both hands, calling out the right hand finger numbers. You can definitely go through and practice just the left hand alone and call out those left hand finger numbers, since those will be different. And then you can hear a demonstration of how this one will sound all together. 1 and 2 and 1 and ready, go. 1 and 3 and 4 and hop. 4, 5, 1 and 3 and 4, start, end with. And notice that we have the octave sign under that last G right there. Beautiful job. So once you feel really comfortable playing that with both hands together and getting those sharps navigated, we can try this one in a C position. So for the C position, your first notes are going to be C, E, F, F sharp, G. Okay? C, E, F, F sharp, G. Okay? So let's go through and give that a try with both hands on the C position. 1, 2, ready, go. Hop. 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 Great job. So let's go ahead and move right along to our next song in this unit, and that is Green Sleeves. So what I would go through and do with this one is, first of all, mark in all of the sharps that you have in this one. In the beginning, that's really okay to do. As you go along, you'll want to start to be a little bit more independent with just being able to notice them in the measures. But I would go through here and take a little highlighter or a pen of your choice and just mark in all of those sharp symbols, because it's going to help you build some really good habits for being able to read. We call sharps and flats in our music accidentals. So you'll notice that we have in the left hand G sharp, which is the middle of the group of 3 black keys, and F sharp, which is the bottom of the group of 3 black keys. And then we have F sharp in the right hand as well, which is also that bottom of the group of 3 black keys. And then you also want to notice that we don't always have the same sharp. So in some measures we have G sharp, in other measures we have a G natural. So you really want to notice those places as well and mark those in. A couple of key places to notice would be in measure 4 we have a G natural, in measure 12 we have a G natural, in measure 20, and then one last, in measure 28 we also have a G natural. Then one last thing to notice, there's only, I believe, one place, no, there's 2 places where this happens. A sharp holds through the entire measure. So if you have a G sharp at the beginning of the measure, the G will stay sharp through the whole measure, and the bar line resets. And then we'll go back to playing a natural after that, unless it's marked again. So in measure 14, notice that we have G sharp, F sharp, and then they just have a G right here. And it doesn't look like it has a sharp on it. But because we have this G sharp earlier in the measure, this G is also going to be sharp because it's not after the bar line yet. So you might want to go ahead and just draw that one in. And then same thing in measure 30. We also have a G sharp that holds through in measure 30. So once you've got all of that, I'm going to go through and play with both hands. Notice your starting hand position. You've got your right hand thumb on C, left hand thumb on B. And I'm going to go ahead and play through both hands, saying the finger numbers out loud. 1, ready, or 1, 2, 3, ready, go. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, left hand, 1, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, sharp, 2, 1, 3, sharp, 5, 2, right hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, sharp, 4 sharp, 3 sharp, 2, 2, 2, 1, 3, 5, 1, 5, 1, 4 sharp, 3, 2, left hand, 1, 3, 2, 1, 1, left hand, 2, 2, 3 sharp, 2, 1, 3 sharp, 5, 1, 5, 1, 5, 4 sharp, 3, 2, left hand, 1, 3, 2, 1, right hand, 1, left hand, 1, 2, 3 sharp, 4 sharp, 3 sharp, 2, 2, 1, 3. Fantastic. So here it is with the teacher accompaniment part. And for this one, you come in on your first A in the left hand all by yourself, and then I come in on your on the beginning of that first full measure. 1, 2, 3, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. So continue practicing that one until you feel comfortable playing it with both parts together. And then we'll go ahead and look at the next song in this book. So if you look over at page 108, we are now learning about flats, which are the exact same thing as sharps, except for they mean that we move a half step lower. So let's go through. B, this would be B flat, the one right to the left, or the one right to the left, directly to the left of B. A flat, G flat, F flat would be E, because that's where we have two white keys next to each other. E flat, D flat, C, and then C flat would be a B. So let's go ahead and take a look at our little pattern that we have here, our warm-up. Starting with the right hand, and I'll say finger numbers, then call out blacks and white keys. Ready, go. 2, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 1, 3, 2. White, white, black, white, black, white, black, white, white, black, white, black, white. And here's left hand. 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1. White, white, black, white, black, white, black, white, white, black, white, black, white. Beautiful job. So let's go ahead and take a look at romance on page 109. So for this one, a couple of things to do beforehand would be to tap through the rhythm, because this one is just a little bit different. It's really easy to rush through the rests and the long notes in this one, especially if you're taking it at a nice slow tempo, which you'll want to do when you're practicing. We also only have B flats in this piece for our practicing flats. So you'll want to go through and just go ahead and mark those, and there are several places where, again, just like a sharp, a flat holds through the whole measure until we get to the bar line, and then it resets. So in measure 3, that second flat, or that second B, is still B flat. It says it right there. And in measure 7, that second B is still B flat. In measure 11, still B flat. And that would be those 3 places that we show it holding through the measure right there. And then for this one, our hands are in the exact same, not the exact same hand position. They are in both thumbs on C, which I hate, you hate, we all hate it. It's terrible, but it's fine. Remember that when the C has the tail going up, the stem going up, we play it with the right hand, and when it has the tail going down, we play it with the left hand. So let's go ahead and give this one a try from the very beginning, and I will say the finger numbers out loud. 1, 2, ready, go. 3, rest, 3, rest, 3, and hold. 1, 2, flat, 4, 2, flat, right hand, 2, 1, 3, 1, rest, right hand, 4, 4, 3, 2, 2, 1, left hand, 1, 2, flat, 3, 1, 3, 4, 3, rest, 3, rest, 3, 1, 2, flat, 4, 2, 2, 1, 3, 1, right hand, 4, 1, 1, 3, 4, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. So you might want to go ahead and practice, especially that last section, at a really slow tempo before you try that a lot faster with those 8th notes. And then when you're ready and you feel like you've practiced this one significantly, we'll go through and add in the teacher accompaniment part. 1, 2, ready, go. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent job. And then here we will move right along to the next page. And this is our Sleeping Beauty Waltz. And this one is definitely our biggest challenge yet, I would say, in terms of the songs that you guys have worked on and learned so far, but it's also a really, really beautiful song. So we're learning about the natural sign. It looks kind of like the sharp sign, but without some of those little extra lines going out of the side. And this means that we return to the original key. So if we have a B, B flat, and then we have a B natural written, that means that we go back to our regular white key right there. So what I would go ahead and do would be to go through and write in or pencil in or highlight around all of the flats and naturals that you have in this song. So if I go through, I notice that in my left hand, I have a fair amount of B flats, especially through this first section. When I get into the second line, I notice I have a B natural in measure 6. Back over to measure 10, we've got B flats. Then starting in measure 11, I have an E flat in my right hand. And notice that little hand position change right there where you use your finger 2 on that E flat, then stretch your thumb down to 1. So circle that place right there. Then we go back to our third finger on E flat. A few more E flats, a B natural in measure 15, a B flat in measure 17, and through the end of that line. Notice at the end, in measure 20, the end of the second line of the second page, we play 3 B flat, B natural with 3, 2, 1. So circle those sharps and flats and the finger numbers right there. We have the naturals coming in measure 22, the flat, E flat in measure 23 and 24, and then several E flats starting in the bottom line of the second page, and then that last B flat, and that's a tie right there. And when we have a tie, it holds the flat. So let's go ahead and try this one right hand alone and then left hand alone. So we're starting with our right hand thumb on C for this one. Here we go. 1, ready, go. Rest. 2, 4, 2, 4. Rest. 2, 4, 2, 4. Rest. 4, 2, and tie or measures and rest. Rest. 1, 2. Rest, 1, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 3, 2, flat thumb stretch, 3, flat, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, flat, 2, 2, 1, rest, 1, rest, 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 2, 4, 2, 4, rest, 2, 4, 2, 4, rest, 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 1, and hold, 2, and hold, 3, and hold, tie, 1, 2, 3, flat, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, flat, 1, 3, flat, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, flat, 2, 1, rest, 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, 4, and hold. Now here is the left hand, also starting with thumb on middle C. Not our favorite, but that's what we've got to work with. 1, ready, go. 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 3, 2, 4, 3. Rest, 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 2, rest, 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, and hold. Rest, 3, 5, 3, 5, rest, 2, 4, 2, 4, rest, 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 2, rest, 4, 3, 2, and hold, 3, and hold, 2, 4, 3, 2, flat, 1, rest, 4, 4, 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, 4, rest, 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 2, tie. Excellent. And so then here we'll go ahead and put both hands together. 1, ready, go. Really try to bring out your left hand here. That's playing the melody. Now you're going to bring out the right hand. Careful for the fingers here. 2, 1, 3. Back to left hand out. 3, 2, 1. Gorgeous. And then here we go with the teacher part. So again, this one is a big challenge. Playing with the teacher part is going to be a bigger challenge. So definitely don't get discouraged. Feel free to spend lots of time working on this one. And here is the accompaniment part. And it really does sound just awesome with both parts together. And there you go. Excellent. So again, feel free to just, take a lot of time on that one. Do not feel that you need to rush or really push your time working on that one. Feel free to spend multiple weeks working on this one if you want to. So we'll go ahead and turn over to a little bit of an interesting one. So we've also already talked about whole steps and what a whole step is versus a half step. So when we're talking about whole steps on the piano, a lot of times what we're talking about is playing through our white keys and skipping over those groups where we have 2 white keys that are right next to each other with the black key in the middle. We can also call this a pentatonic scale, a 5-note scale, which is what we play whenever we are skipping over those half steps that we have in our patterns of white keys. So I'm going to go ahead and just demonstrate this one. This song is a little weird, a little out there, quite a few strange hand position changes. So I'm just going to play it through to demonstrate and kind of call out some of those hand position changes that we have. But I would say that if you want to skip one in this unit, this might be the one to do because it's just a little bit different than the other songs, and it's not really as maybe satisfying to play. So I'll go ahead and just give a demonstration and call out as we're changing hand positions and everything. So we start with our left hand on a low group of C and D together, and our right hand on the next group of C and D together. Okay, here we go. Left hand, 2, 3, 2, 3. Right hand, 2, 3, and hold it. Left hand, 2, 3, 2, 3, right hand, 2, 3, jump up with the thumb on F, 5, 3, 2, 1, 5, 3, 2, 1, 5, 3, 2, 1, 5, 3, 2, back down, 3, 2, 3, 2, right hand, 2, 3, and hold, look at the little charter in the hand position, 3, 2, 2, 3, 4, and jump up, 3, 2, 2, 3, 4, and jump up, 3, 2, 2, 3, 4, then you're going to play all those notes together, C, D, F, G, A, all at once, 5, 3, 2, 1, 5, 3, 2, 1, 5, 3, 2, 1, 5, 3, 2, 1, left hand, 2, 3, hold it, right hand plays F, G, A, C all together, F, G, A, C, F, G, A, C. Great, so as you can hear, that was a little strange, and they have some kind of interesting lyrics to go along with that one. Still a good one to practice, and actually a really great one too if you find that you have trouble following some of the cues that they give us in the songs, you know, where they show us like, oh, here's, you're going to do this one, and now you're going to do that one, and etc., and etc. This is actually a really great one to try because of that, because it really forces you to look at the page and look at all of those different instructions that they have. So we'll go ahead and turn over now to the technique page in this one. And this is just a really simple major pentascale study moving through octaves. And this is a really good one for having to pay attention to our octave signs. So we start with left hand on the bass C, right hand middle C, left hand crosses over, right hand crosses over. Now come back down. Left hand, right hand. I'll say it with finger numbers now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Left hand. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still right hand. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right hand. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. So that is what we have for that exercise, and you'll definitely want to go through and also play this G major, or on the G major pentascale. You could try the D and A major pentascales as well, or any of the other ones that we have learned so far. And you could go ahead and give those a try on, again, any of the other ones that we've learned on the page 176 through 177 of your book.